Cain presented the offering of herbs or vegetables and produce. And Abel presented the calf, or the ram, or the goat, or the holy cow. And so we have this dichotomy that happens between those who eat produce and those who eat meat. And that's the normal way this plays out. But the true mystery is that those of the true understanding know it is not the division between a blood sacrifice or an herbivore. It is that Abel truly was in position of command authority. You see, when Shaitan attacks Abel, it is because what? They have a disagreement over women. Who will marry who? And Cain wants to marry the one that Adam and Eve have chosen. You two souls, you two physical beings, will be marrying these two physical beings in physical form. And then your offspring will be such and such. It is the choice of the mother and father who the children marry. And Cain and Abel fight over this. But the true knowledge is that Abel was more conscious than we thought. Abel was beginning to see the pattern. Abel was beginning to see the signs. Abel was beginning to develop supernatural understanding of the consciousness at the lower realms. Imagine now being born in this physicality, in the realm of forgetfulness, in the realm of darkness, and being trained by your father Adam. Cain didn't understand the lessons, but perhaps our brother Abel truly did. Perhaps the reason why Shaitan attacked Abel was not because of just the mere disagreement over women, was not just to cause the first tribulation, was perhaps not just to cause the first spilling of blood, perhaps not to cause the first crying out of the earth over the blood of the sons of Adam. But had Abel truly learned the spiritual lessons? Had he gone out with the training of his father and paid attention to the signs and the symbols of the world, so much so that not just the plants, but the very animals, the very goats and sheeps and rams and calves followed his lead and understood his command authority as being of a noble higher soul status, that the animals and the actual rams and goats and holy cows bowed down to Abel. Abel began to develop supernatural powers. Abel began to develop a supernatural higher realm sense. Abel, in the realm of darkness and forgetfulness, Abel was the first one to truly develop abilities Abel was the first one to have abilities. Abel had the abilities of the others. Abel was the first one to develop what they call the abilities of the greens. Was Abel truly able? And a plot was planned, and a murder was hatched, and not even disclosing who they were, not even letting themselves be shown, just with a whisper. Cain kills our brother, who's the first one, who is Abel. And as the old Jewish mystics would say, not only did we change the schedule of Abel, but all of the offspring and souls that were scheduled to descend from Abel have been lost to us. Round one, we lost half our dudes, brothers and sisters. My name is Saleem Siddiqui, and I remember being there at the top, being given a name, and I remember it now. And at the time of Abel, we lost many to this earth. And the schedule and the pattern and the consciousness and the matrix and the destiny that had been planned had been altered. And the chair and all the chairs of the musical chairs and the frequency of all the frequencies fractured for all time. The chair, the holy cow, we go on to Joseph being the first one to start to understand the higher vibrations, the 7 spiritual essences of the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and understanding possibly even the realms beyond the 7. Joseph has the chair. Then we have the time of the pharaohs, the time of the other kings, the time of the pharaohs claiming the chair, and Moses grows up in the house of Pharaoh. And Moses becomes what? The bearer of the staff, fighting the serpents. He who takes his hand and brings it out of light. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? He's Moses who holds the staff from the noble tree, performs the miracles. The staff that the serpents swing up over in the strange caduceus. You see that strange serpent pattern in the caduceus? And you see it going up the staff again. One tree, one serpent, a strange pattern. The rib, the curved nature, the strange pattern. Let's stick with the chair. Moses gets the ultimate chair, which is being the lawgiver, the leader of the Exodus, the receiver of the very Torah, the lawgiver, being a prophet, then a messenger who establishes the law. Moses is the lawgiver, the Torah, still standing till now in the very script as chosen by your Lord Most High. Moses definitely has the chair on the earth. He got the status of a noble chair, and that's why he still is known as the lawgiver. The Kalam of Allah, the one who spoke the word. We're back again. So we've got the consciousness concept of the chair as Adam having the word against the authority of the others, and all of them bowing down to us, who are true sons and daughters of Adam if we vibrate and resonate by our true nature that we were originally created for, and remembering who we are. And Moses has the chair. And Moses leads the people away from the Pharaoh into the new promised land. Well, there's some problem getting to the new promised land, and the children of Israel at that time, in that physical form, at that physical point, they are unworthy of the promised land. And so Moses says, all those physical souls don't get the promised land. I, being in the chair, don't get to go into the physical promised land until the next consciousness group of higher level souls arises. Then they get the promised land, the promised consciousness, the promised chair. And then we know they go into the new world, and that chosen group of the sons of Adam, there is a difference now between who are the sons of Adam that are chosen in command authority and who are the others. Are they also sons and daughters of Adam? Or are they not sons and daughters of Adam? You see, already now there is a difference. Those who have a true understanding would say, everybody in physical form that you see who's human, they're walking around like us, even those at that time who are giants or Nephilim, are also sons and daughters of Adam. But they might not have been those who have been chosen in command authority. And this is an important distinction. That does not mean that they're soulless. That does not mean that they're heathen, evil ones. That does not mean that they're abominable mud people, dark, evil monsters, Ya'juj, Ma'juj. The Ya'juj, Ma'juj, the Gog and Magog, by definition are sons and daughters of Adam. All humanoid forms are sons and daughters of Adam. 5 fingers, 5 toes, eyes, humanoid, sons and daughters of Adam. What about the others that are not exactly like that? Is it possible that during the time of David that there were beings that mixed with other beings? Now it sounds like you're talking about some of the stuff before Noah. And possibly after Noah. You see, now there's this separation between soul levels. And this is a problem because the consciousness level is the same, except for those who rightly perfect themselves. The consciousness level is 1 right now on the earth. And the consciousness level at the time of David was 1. David fights Goliath, one of the beings who was what? A son and daughter of Adam mixed with sons and daughters of some of the other races. Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what we think? But what is the most superior? It is Adam. And so Adam's blood and Adam's physical form and Adam's consciousness always takes a standard. And this becomes important. Let's stick with the chair. David kills Goliath and rises from the sons and daughters of Jacob through Abraham as the first person to earn and get the actual chair in the Game of Thrones, right? David becomes king, ruling over the promised land.